Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So, I just noticed that I ended up skipping my October's morning T&C, which is crazy, but October was an insane month here. I was having a little bit of issues. The eclipses really rocked me, as they usually do. And I never got around to making a video between, the issues that I had, and you can see that in previous videos. I talk about it and address it and come forward with it and talk about like the stress levels and the different things that go around owning your own spiritual based business and how they were like negatively affecting me, on top of just a whole bunch of stuff. October was a crazy month. So unfortunately, I completely skipped the morning DNC, but that's okay because I'm here now. And what we're going to do is I'm going to do November's TNC, but with October. So this is going to be in October, November. Because it was such a busy month, I really honestly didn't buy a lot of stuff. I didn't purchase a lot of things. I was just kind of doing my own stuff. There was a few decks that I had bought in October that I was working with, and those are in previous videos. And I'm not going to show them on this one because I don't want to get too repetitive. But they were the Shadowland Tarot and its matching Lenormand. Those were two that I was working with. The Sola Occulto came in. Solera Occulto came in. That's I've been working with since. It's still next to my bedside. It's been next to my bedside for almost 2 months now. And I still feel like I need more time with it. So I don't know. We'll see. I wanted to switch up my bedside decks to my December choices. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. I might end up just going right straight through with the Solero Culto until the new year. We'll see. Um, but anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show a couple of the different decks that kind of trickled in throughout October and November. Um, like I said, I'm not going to go over the Shadowland Tarot again because I did like a great big huge video on it and talked a lot about it and the different ways that I was working with it and the things that I was accomplishing with it. And it was wonderful. It got me through a really, really rough patch. And those are the decks that I turn to, or the decks that I go through really crazy experiences with, whether that's illnesses or mental issues or physical issue, whatever it is. Um, I really bond deep with those decks. However, I do feel that those are the decks that I have to spend time really cleansing because they tend to hold the energy of that situation that I went through it with. For example, in the beginning of the summer, I got really, really sick with a crazy like skin rash. And I don't have allergies, I don't have anything like that. So this was really out of the blue. And it was a crazy skin rash that lasted a while. And we had to go down and look at like foods that I was eating, shampoos and soaps and detergents and all of those different things. So it was a really hard time. And I actually ended up going through that period with the She-Wolf Tarot, and it became almost kind of like, I don't wanna say a crutch because a crutch isn't the right word, but it was important for me to have it, and it stayed right by my side. I worked with it, I worked through the issues with it. It guided me and, directed me into what was going on and what was happening, and it became like my wingman or like my sidekick even. I don't even know what you wanna call it. I think that that's a better way of saying it than a crutch because it wasn't a crutch, but it was like a wingman or like my sidekick. Like, it needed to be with me. It needed to go through with me. So, I went to pull out that deck the other day just to, kind of flip through it and look at it, and it kinda still has that energy to it. So I'm gonna have to maybe spend some time really cleansing those decks, the ones that I go through that stuff with. So Shadowland is probably going to be getting like a really deep, deep, deep reset and cleansing very shortly. But for right now, let's look at what I brought in. And like I said, I didn't do a whole heck of a lot in October because October was just a whirlwind of a month. So I think this came in October, and I totally didn't even talk about it. I still haven't even gotten the opportunity to work with it. It's the Untamed Spirit Animal Oracle. I was on the fence about even keeping it. I was unsure about it all. It has like this other box that it comes inside of, and I took it out because it was like a tuck box inside of this box, and it was just it was too much boxes. It was insane. So the thing that I kind of don't like about it is it's like a tanny color. See, like this is really white, right? This is really white. You can see. It's like a tanny color. And I actually have a hard time matching it because of that. And it's funny because the Posis Oracle is kind of the same, where it's not quite a white, it's kind of a tanny, papery color. And I have a hard time matching that one too. So I don't know, we'll see. But I like the artwork. They are glossy, as you can see. They're glossy, pretty glossy. But that just makes for a good shuffle, right? Um, I I like the keywords. I like the animals. I like a lot of stuff about this deck. So I think it just hasn't been the time for it to come out yet. I'm not there yet. I have to spend some time with it. I'm really picky about how animals are drawn, and so their portions are correct, which is really important to me. Like I want my rabbit to look like a rabbit. I don't want its face to be lopsided or one eye higher than the other or anything. Like so these are really, really well drawn. It's got a narwhal. Like how cool is that? A narwhal card. Um, yeah, so this, like I said, I haven't gotten the opportunity to work with it yet, and I'm going to. I need to carve out time to work with this. I'm not really in animal energy right now. I was for November, but I was using like the Brady Tarot and um I don't know what else I used. I think my only animal deck of November was the Brady. So we'll see. We'll see where this one fits in and when we use it. I like that it's animals and reptiles and insects. It's kind of got everything going. And it has some animals that you don't typically run into uh, in tarot, like, or an oracle, sorry, like wild goose. Like, it's a Canadian goose, which is funny, but it's a wild goose. um, but yeah, so it's cool. I like it. I haven't had time to spend with it. Here's its backs, peacock feathers, beautiful. But yeah, so I'm just gonna have to find some time to carve out with this. The book is pretty cool. But look how yellow it is. I don't know. I feel like it's just the colors that are throwing me off in this. We'll see. But this one came in, and it's a nice box. I like its box. The publisher is Red Wheel. I think I have another Red Wheel deck. I can't remember what it is right now, but I do think I have another Red Wheel deck. And then we brought in, at the beginning of October, the Solero showed up. Solera. Oh, I keep saying Solero. Solera showed up. And like I said, this has been on my bedside, right next to me. I've been working for the month with it. Look at how amazing these cards are. Nice. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying shuffling it. I'm enjoying everything about it. I like its little oracle. I keep it separated by the book because I do use them separately. So this wonderful little oracle, it's great. Love it. I don't dive into it as much as the tarot, but I do use it. And this deck, I'm telling you, it has not disappointed me. Its messages are clear. Um, it's kind of gentle in its delivery, which I can really appreciate. I didn't think it was going to be so gentle in its delivery, but it is. It'll tell you what it needs to tell you, but it's a little softer in its approach, which is nice. I love that it looks like just like markers. I love the art style. I love the images. I don't know. I like how her waves are drawn. Like I like how everything's done. There's a lot more detail to it than when you first initially look at it. There's tons of detail in it. This card, I don't know what it is about this card, but I love it. I love the black background with the lady, and like she's looking out the window, and it's like she's standing in the darkness and like looking out into the bright landscape. I love it. It's such a great deck. Um, this is not this isn't one that I regretted waiting for purchasing any of that. I love it. It's just fantastic. It's wonderful. I love this one. It's just wonderful. It makes me laugh. I do notice though, and it might just be where I'm at in my life, but I do notice the court cards come up a lot with this deck, and it seems to come up more than any other deck that I use. So I thought that was kind of interesting, um, that a lot of the court cards present themselves when I use this deck, which is interesting, right? And I just did a reading today for somebody who purchased the December. Well, actually, today was December 1st. It was the December reading, monthly reading. You can purchase those on my site, and I just give you a quick little reading. There's a couple different things that I do that are on my website that you can find them. And so I just did a reading for someone today with this deck, and it was wonderful. I actually just used the oracles because she wanted just an oracle reading, and it was so good. I really enjoyed it. Its messages was very clear, precise, accurate. Um, and the way, like I said, it's kind of gentle in its delivery, which is excellent for customers and clients. So even though I was planning on keeping this for myself, it might end up making its way into my readings for customers and clients, right? So we'll see. It surprised me in that I wasn't expecting it. I was kind of expecting it to be more of a personal deck. And then with that came the Old World Tarot, Oracle, Old Ways Magic Oracle. Let me say the whole thing before I cut myself off. It got lost. It was lost for a few weeks. I actually thought that I wasn't even going to see it. And I was just about to reach out to the creator, Naomi Cornock. I'm going to say her last name's Cornock. I might be wrong, but that's how I would see it and pronounce it. And then it showed up, and it came in with the Solera Culto. So it was like, I don't know, it was magic. But I like this deck. I think it's cool. The cardstock is not going to be for everybody. It's very plasticky. It's flexible. I like it. But I could see some people, being like, oh, I don't like its cardstock. But the images, the artwork is astounding. And I absolutely love it. It's just such a good deck. Oh, like, look at this crone. Endure. Man, I don't know. Gives me all the feels. It's very deep. It's very old magic feeling. Yeah, definitely was not disappointed in this one. It had been on my list for a while, and finally I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get it. And I got it, and I'm glad it's here. Once again, like I said, the animals look great. They're fantastic. Look at that owl. Love it. It's an awesome deck. Here's its backs. And it's a good size oracle, right? Like, it's a handful. It's super springy. Like, super springy. This is shot out of my hands several times. It's very like, phew. I find it very pagan and leans into like the witchcraft side of things, right? And it's I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of surfaced in me, spending more time with my craft and working with my craft again and doing stuff with it and brushing up. I've done a couple like exercises in my books and gone through things and kind of been working on different stuff. There's been a couple online like little workshop things that I've done that I've absolutely loved, and just brushing up, right? I'm never out of that world, but I haven't been practicing. I haven't been spending my time doing that kind of stuff or anything like that. Oh, this tuck box. I'm so not a fan of tuck boxes. Um, and I haven't been spending time doing that. I've actually become very disconnected from with nature this summer. Things have just been too busy, right? So I haven't spent time outside the way that I should. I haven't done the things that I usually do. I've kind of gotten out of my routine, right? So I've spent October, November has been going back into that for me, back into my craft, back into my ways, back into who I am, back into my traditions and the things that I enjoy to do. And it kind of started when this came in. So this kind of like lit my, you know, my witch fire under my butt and got me going again. So I really appreciate that. And it wasn't just this deck either. And as you can see, this deck came in as well too. So it was very much the energy that was coming forward in me that I have been ignoring and not spending time working on and doing, right? Which is probably why I felt the way that I felt, and the the eclipses hit me as hard as they did because I was not quite myself, right? So that was a big thing. This deck came in. Um, it took it a while to get here because the creator had gone on vacation and I had ordered it, and he went through his whole entire vacation and then came back and then sent it. So it was a little late arriving. Not late, I shouldn't say late, later than what I was hoping it was going to be. But that's okay because it's here now. And this is a wonderful deck. I'm really enjoying this deck. Um, I haven't gotten to work with it as much as I wanted to, but that's because the Solera is here, right? So I might move this into its place and start working with this by my bedside. I'm not entirely sure. The only problem I have with this deck is working, at it with it nightly or in the day or in the morning or at night, is the images are a little bit of a darker, um, like a darker coloring to them. So I do sometimes have a hard time seeing them. But this is just a great deck. I love it. I love everything about it. I love the production of it, the size, the texture, just the way it looks, the energy that comes across. So Dark Goddess. Um, like 100% like Lilith, Hecate energy. Like it's fantastic. I love it so much. Um, and I have to spend more time working with it. But it's definitely, I'm definitely excited to work with it. I have to find the right time now. Um, I don't know if it's quite the energy for December. I mean, it can be if you want it to be, right? Um, I don't know. It might end up being a January work. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where I can fit it in. But I definitely need to fit it in, and I definitely need to spend some time with it because it got here. I did a couple readings with it, and I just, sorry, I forgot. I didn't turn my phone off. um, and I didn't get to spend time with it the way that I wanted to because I was deep in the world of the Solero. See, I did it again. Solera. But yeah, so great deck. Glad it's here. Came in um like mid-October. But yeah, I need to spend time with it 100%. I just love the energy off of it. It's so like so unapologetic, in your face, like wild woman energy, and it's great. I love it. Wonderful. So yeah, this is definitely one that came in that I need to carve out time and work with. So that's kind of what I did. Those are the only 3 that came in for October, or sorry, 4 that came in. Forgot this guy. 4 that's in October. Um, I didn't, like I said, I didn't bring a whole lot in. That's actually like one a week, really, honestly, when you think about it. So I guess, right? That's probably more than some people bring in or less than some. I don't know. It's that's what's came in for October for me. And then November has definitely been a quieter month. So I did go to a couple different like witch stores, and this came from one of them, and it was a pleasant experience. I really enjoyed going there and being into that energy again and just, being around it. This is a mandrake. It's kind of like a cloth. It's like an altar cloth, a small altar cloth. It's not that big. It's good for just doing a couple small cards on. I really like it. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it other than maybe just use it like this, right? And hang it out here. This ink is like grippy, like is very grippy, so things do stick to it, which isn't horrible when you're using cards and you throw them down, right? So this came from there. I ended up getting an oil as well too. It's way over there. I didn't grab it. I was kind of not really, didn't really dig it. The oil is kind of lacking a scent. It's, I don't know, it is what it is. Maybe I just picked the wrong one, right? And that might have been it, is I just was drawn to and picked like the wrong oil for the purpose that I needed it for. But that's okay because I supported local. I'm fine with it. I'm not complaining. I will find ways to use it. It just wasn't what I expected it to be. And then during that time, because I went away and I ended up going away with my mom and my niece, and we ended up having a wonderful time. So during that little vacation that we took, like I said, I went into a couple local witch shops that were in the area that I was at, and then I ended up going to the mall, and Sage was having its Black Friday sales, and I ended up grabbing, these were 50% off, 40% off or 50% off, I can't remember, but they are room sprays. And I will tell you right now, I will forever be buying these, whether they're on sale or not. I love sage. I buy my oils from a lot of different places, a lot of little shops, different things, different that. But I do buy my stuff from Sage as well too. I I love sage. I'm a big, I support sage. I think it's great. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Um, so yeah, I got yoga, which is like one of my most favorite scents that sage has. Yoga and goddess are like, and ritual. But ritual is discontinued. So this is hard to see. You can see kind of the word right there. This is their scent ritual. It came out during COVID, and I'm almost through my entire body. Went to go body through my entire bottle, and I went to go buy more to find out that it had been discontinued, and that broke my heart because this is a fantastic oil, essential oil. So, during this shop, when I went to buy these, I had mentioned it to the guy that, like, I was really disappointed that Ritual was gone and that it was one of my favorite smells. And he literally went to the back room and pulled out this bottle. It is half used. There's only about half of the liquid left. And it was their sample blend that they had on the floor that they were using. And he said he just found it today because he was cleaning the back stock room. And they can keep it to use in the store or they can throw it out or whatever. And he gave it to me. Gave it to me because I told him how much I loved this scent and I was heartbroken that they discontinued it. And he just gave it to me. And like, I mean, how wonderful is that? It was fantastic. It was such a pleasant shopping experience. That whole entire trip was just a great experience and something that I needed. But yeah, so we got these. I got these two, Yoga and Tranquility. Amazing. This I'm spraying like crazy. Yoga. Oh my God, I can't even. I would bathe in this if I could. It is amazing. So yeah, these are two, and they're glass, not plastic. Like how phenomenal. I don't know, love it. I was so excited when I got these. And I never really bought room sprays like that from them. I always tended to just kind of stick to my essential oils from them. But I am definitely going to continue buying those room sprays for them because they're freaking fabulous. All right, and then the other thing I forgot to show you, I brought in at the end of October. I found it. It's going to be huge. I don't even know if it'll fit up here. So I ended up buying myself an antique cast iron cauldron. And I cleaned it up, oiled it, scrubbed it all out. It had quite a bit of rust in the bottom. You can see that it's still kind of pitted, but it doesn't matter because I'm just going to be doing my crafting in it, right? So let me see if I can turn it sideways if you guys can see. It's beautiful. It's got a little bit of a rim at the bottom, so it's off the ground. It's got a beautiful little handle. It is, I believe this is 12 inches, just under 12 inches. So, I mean, it's big. It's a big antique cauldron. It's gorgeous. I got two. One's in the shop for sale. This one I kept for myself. It is heavy. It is beautiful. I still need to set my intentions and anoint it with a little bit of like divination oil or different things like that. So I still have a little bit of work to do in it. It had been salt scrubbed and I did do like a cleansing and everything like that on it. So that's been done, but I still now have to set my intentions and my purposes for it. So I'm still doing that. I'm going to be crafting an oil of my own concoction to, you know, bless it and anoint it and get it ready to do what I'm planning on doing with it. I haven't gotten there yet. So, like I said, it was a really busy month. I was lucky I even got it salt scrubbed and black salted and cleansed and cleaned up and all of that stuff done to it. So, it's ready to go. I just have to actually do it. But yeah, so I bought myself an antique cauldron. And it was a super, super affordable price. It was used, came from a farm somewhere. It actually had a very vacant feeling to it, like it just sat on a shelf somewhere or in a basement or in a garage somewhere and hadn't really been used that much, which is perfect. It's perfect for what I need it for. All right, now getting to November decks. Like I said, November's been a really quiet month. Um, I only brought in a couple. So the first one that I brought in or that showed up is the Emben Dulac. I've been slowly collecting this I've got the Rackham. Now I have the Edmund. Next I got to get the John Bower. So I'm trying to kind of collect those like slowly as I can. I really like them. Really drawn to the artwork and uh, that energy to them. I really enjoy that aspect. This deck is beautiful. And for anybody who doesn't like Los Scarbeo's old cardstock, their cardstock has changed. And I love it. I've always been a fan of Los Scarbeos, even though they had like the weird, like multiple languages and all that weird stuff going on. I still really enjoyed using the decks. Um, but this is this is an awesome, way really cool cardstock. I have no problems with it. I mean, maybe some people don't like it, but I like it. Um, this is just such beautiful November energy. The colors, everything. I feel like even going into it's so elegant and rich color tones that I'm probably going to take this deck right through into December with me, and I'm going to probably use it in December. As a matter of fact, for the month of December, so I have this thing called my Burr month readings. So they end in December. Like I said, it's on my website. You can check it out. They're little readings that I do. This is the deck that I'm going to be using for December. because I feel like it just, I don't know, it has a fall into winter feel to me. It's so rich and elegant, and like the colors are so beautiful. And I like the readings that come from it. Like it's been on my bedside too. This has been on my bedside, the Solera, and the next one I'm going to show have been kind of just hanging out on my nightstand, and I've been kind of slowly rotating between all of them. Solera 100% all of October worked with by itself. And then this deck and the other ones showed up, and I was really drawn to them. So I kind of started using them um, alongside the Solera. Oh my God, it's stuck in my head now, so now I'm going to say it wrong every time. Um, but I think this one's going to be staying by my bedside for December, and I'm going to spend time with it. I'm really enjoying its energy. I like the artwork. Um, I like the detailing at the top and bottom. It's great. So yeah, like definitely glad that it's here. Definitely glad I bought it. I absolutely love the backs. Like, look how beautiful these are. So rich. Just such rich, beautiful, warm tones. I like it a lot. So the next one I brought in got suggested to me. I don't have any, I'm not really drawn to Greek goddesses and gods and all that stuff. I used to be as a kid. I used to read all the stories and the legends, and I knew them and whatnot. But as I got older, I kind of got out of that, and I didn't really spend as much time in, the world of gods and goddesses and different deities and whatnot. So I have no decks that are specific to any of these pantheons, right? So I ended up having this one suggested to me, Circe's Tarot, which is another Lo Scarabeo deck. Um, I think this is fairly new. I don't think I have a date on it. No, I don't think. Probably in here, the little book. Um, I think it's new. I think this is a fairly new tarot to them. But I've read through it and I really liked the different things in it. I like the associations. I like the characters that they picked. Oh, it doesn't have any. Oh, it's on the back here. June 2023. So it's new this summer. Huh. All right. There we go. There it is. It's brand spanking new. Um, okay. So its cardstock is different than the Edmund Dulac, but almost even better. Um, it's got almost like a matted, like it's not matted. It's less, it's less glossy. Um, it's got kind of almost like a texture to it. I don't know. I really like it. I've been reading it, spending time with it. I like the characters that they put into the positions and the roles on the cards that they did. Um, it's still adheres pretty close to the Rider-Waite system, if not exactly to the Rider-Waite system. So it's a super easy read. It's easy to pick up and just go with it. You don't have to know all of these characters or their backstories or anything like that if you choose not to. Um, Once again, beautiful, rich colors. And just, I love that one. Celine, so beautiful. Uh, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what else to say about it other than it's a really good deck. I'm enjoying my readings from it when I use it. The artwork is a little bit different than what I usually do. It's kind of almost I don't want to say anime because anime is not the right word. It reminds me of the White Newman. It's kind of similar art style as the White Newman. And I actually could say this could sit in the White Newman's spot and vice versa. But the White Newman, I don't think. Like this is actual legitimate Greek gods and goddesses, where White Newman, I believe, is not based on any deities of any sorts. Where these are actual, like the stories and like the images in the stories being depicted in the cards, right? So, yeah. Oh, look at that. That's like, I love that one, Hera. It's like one of my favorite cards. So, yeah, I don't know. I really like the backs. Los Scarbeo has stepped up its game. I'm telling you, I really like this cardstock. I'm really enjoying it. I like the texture of it. I like the sound. I enjoy it. So, yeah, Los Scarbeos. They're paying attention and they're changing things, and I like it. And even like their book, it's all in English. It's not in a bunch of different languages. It's all in English. So, yeah. But like I said, I've always been a fan of Los Scarbeos decks, so it doesn't really matter to me. I think that they're just beautiful, and they have like, I don't know, like the Klimp Tarot is like one of my most favorite decks, and there's a lot. So this one and the Edmund Dulac and the Rackham I'm been really enjoying. And then last but not least, excuse my reach, I brought in the Herb Crafters Tarot. So this has been speaking to me for a while. Um, but every time I watched a video on it or a review on it or anything like that, I was having a hard time finding how to work it into the way that I do things. And the funny thing is I have a background. I went to school for landscaping and horticulture, and I have a very strong background in herbs and um, I have my herbologist and herbalism and a whole bunch of different things, right? Like whatever you want to call it. Even botany. Like I've spent a lot of time in all of these different things, and I do have a couple different degrees in those things. However, this just wasn't really speaking to me. It did, but it didn't. So the one night I couldn't sleep, and this is when things, when you make bad decisions, and I'm not saying this deck is a bad decision, but the way that everything went was a bad decision. I was shopping on Amazon, and this deck popped up, and it was a warehouse deal. And in the warehouse deal, it said that it was brand brand spanking new, that there was a little bit of damage done to the box, meaning the plastic had been ripped off of it. And I was like, yeah, okay, like I'll check it out, no big deal. So I looked at it and it was on sale. It was discounted down to an extremely affordable price. And I was just kind of like, I can't not get it. If I've ever, I've been drawn to it, I didn't want to spend the money on it, whatever, because I wasn't as drawn to it as I was hoping to be. And so if I'm going to grab it, I'm going to grab it while it's discounted. So I did. And it showed up. And everything is absolutely freaking perfect. There's no damage to anything. The books here, everything's awesome. Except one card is missing. One freaking card is missing. And it is the Five of Fire, the Black Kohash. And I was so annoyed. So it's missing one card. I reached out to Amazon, and all they did was just refund me money and told me that I could just send the deck back and that they were going to throw it in the garbage. And then I felt really bad, and I was like, well, I can't just give it back to you and you can throw it in the garbage. I don't want it to go into the garbage. Like, that's wasteful. Wasteful. So they just returned me some more money. So this deck really honestly cost me like $15. I don't even think it cost me $15. But it's still missing a card. And I couldn't send it back because the thought of them throwing it in the garbage broke my heart. And so now I'm stuck with a deck that's missing a card. So I reached out to US Games And I asked them if they sell individual cards because I'm missing one card. And the guy got back to me, asked me what deck, what card I was missing, and then our conversation ended. And I sent him the message with all the information that he asked for. He never replied. I have no idea if he's even seen it. I don't know if I'm expecting a card coming in the mail or not. Um, but yeah, so I'm missing the five of fire, and it sucks because I have an incomplete deck by one card. And some people could look past that, and some people would just be like, "Oh, well, it's not a big deal." Like there's other cards in here that could come forward to kind of represent that same energy. And yeah, probably. But I feel when it comes to this deck, like I feel like it's so specific, the energies, right? Because it's not like I wouldn't read this deck like I wouldn't use this deck like for a reading. Like I wouldn't use it for divination purposes, right? I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I personally wouldn't. To me, I'm drawn to it to kind of do like more like work with self or um I don't know, like connecting back into nature. I haven't spent enough time with it to really know what I would do with it exactly, other than I can tell you that I would definitely not be doing divination work with it. As far as just a reading of like what's going to happen or what's coming for clients, customers, myself, things like that, I wouldn't use it for that application. Um, but this is the card I'm missing, the Five of Fire, the Black Kohash. And yeah, I'm like super bummed. And I hope Trey at US Games sees my email and sends me the card. I'll purchase it. I don't care. I just need the one card. Anybody out there that's got an extra deck by chance that wants to give me a card or send me a card, I will take a card. I will take the five of fire in a second. I will purchase it from you with for a reasonable price, right? We're talking about one card. Um, but yeah, so bummed. Like so bummed. And I had a feeling too. As soon as I pulled it out of its package and I put it into my hands and I'm like, I better count the cards because I think there's a card missing. And I just broke it down and I started and I counted it was 77 and I was like, shit, it is missing a card. And then I started laying them out and putting them back into their suits and the majors into the minors and all of that different stuff. And then of course then it popped up and it was one card. And I was so brokenhearted. So it was almost a good it was almost a good thing. And I even took like this bottom part out because I was like, oh, maybe it's in here. And I took the bottom part out. It's not in here at all. So yeah, it really sucks. It broke my heart. But I'm not going to return it to Amazon so they can throw it in the garbage. It's wasteful. So it's here still. And hopefully my situation gets remedied. So hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself. Like I said, this is kind of my October and November morning TNC all together. Um, because I skipped October. It was too busy of a month. Sorry. But better late than never. It's here now. So these are the decks that I worked with and the different things. And like I said, I went shopping at Sage and got myself some amazing room sprays that I've been spraying around the house like mad. And my husband's like, can you stop? And I'm like, no. Can you not smell how delicious it smells? It was fantastic. This yoga, I'm telling you. What a scent. Anyways, so if you liked it, subscribe, comment, like, all that wonderful stuff. And I will be seeing you guys very soon. And hopefully we'll be able to do some November videos. Sorry, December videos. Because I actually didn't really get many videos done in November either because November was very busy as well too. So hopefully December will open up a little bit more for me and I'll be able to do some more videos with you guys. Enjoy your holidays if I don't get to see you guys or make a video or do anything like that. Um, enjoy your holidays, stay safe, be kind, love each other, and enjoy the season. Bye. Thanks.